Welcome to this audiobook summary of How Successful People Think by John C. Maxwell. Have you ever wondered what truly sets successful people apart from the rest? It's not just hard work or luck. It's the way they think. In this summary, we'll dive deep into the powerful mindsets that successful people use to achieve greatness. Imagine unlocking the secrets that could transform your life, helping you overcome challenges, make better decisions, and reach your full potential. Whether you're looking to advance in your career, improve your relationships, or grow personally, the insights you'll gain here could be the key to achieving your dreams. So stay with me as we explore the strategies that can change the way you think and, ultimately, change your life. Trust me, by the end of this summary, you'll have practical tools that you can start using right away to become more successful in every area of your life. Cultivate big picture thinking. If you are a good thinker, or can think effectively, you can excel in any job. But this isn't just beneficial for career growth, it also helps you grow as an individual. A good thinker is capable of succeeding in every aspect of life. And here's even better news. Everyone can change their thinking, including you. Before you change your life, there are a few things you should keep in mind. Your thinking won't change on its own. Like a muscle, you need to work on your thought process daily to improve it. This requires effort. It might be one of the most challenging tasks you undertake, but remember that it can transform your life. That's a guarantee. Keeping your thinking big or focusing on the long term is one way to become a better thinker. Jack Welch, the former CEO of General Electric, thought this way. He emphasized to his employees that maintaining good customer relationships is crucial, sometimes even more important than making an immediate sale. Good customer relationships mean more sales in the future. Thinking big means broadening your perspective. It's not just about focusing on today, it's about considering the opportunities that might come your way in the future. Spend time with people who think this way. You'll notice that their outlook on life is different and unique. Those who think big have the following qualities. Continuous learners. They are never satisfied with their current knowledge and are always eager to learn more. They enjoy exploring new places and meeting new people. You can bring this excitement for acquiring new information into your daily life. Attention to their calendar and to-do list. Which day or new task do you want to focus on? It's important to identify at least one day for this purpose. Mentally, prepare yourself to pay extra attention to that day's tasks. Understand that this is leading you toward success. Listen carefully. Humility is essential to becoming a good thinker. You may not know everything, but this can change if you start listening carefully. Listen to experts because they have deep knowledge in their fields. For example, the author of this book, John C. Maxwell, spoke to 900 football coaches. He eagerly asked them about their teamwork strategies. The coaches were impressed by his enthusiasm to learn and answered all his questions. John knew he had much more to learn and didn't miss the opportunity to expand his knowledge. Live fully. You are free to do whatever you want, but you only have one life. Big thinkers want to live a fulfilling and satisfying life. This is why they are always looking for opportunities to grow. They want to look back on their lives and feel content with how they lived. Openness. Thinking big opens your mind. It helps you connect more empathetically with people and their perspectives. It's beneficial to listen to those whose thoughts differ from yours. If you don't, you risk becoming ignorant and biased. If you remain stubborn, you'll never grow, and your perspective will remain narrow. Thinking big helps you understand which tasks should be prioritized and which can be delayed. Sometimes, daily life can feel overwhelming, and you might end up investing your energy in the wrong things. Before you act or react to something, ask yourself a question. Do you want to continue this in the long run? If yes, go ahead and do it. If not, forget about it and move on. Cultivate creative thinking. Cultivating creative thinking is another key to becoming a good thinker. Being creative doesn't necessarily mean constantly coming up with entirely new ideas. In fact, many great artists were inspired by others. New and original ideas are quite rare. To be creative means taking an existing idea and adding something new of your own to it. Here are some values that creative thinkers embody. They value ideas. Much like big picture thinkers, creative thinkers are open-minded. They don't just claim to be creative, they actively work towards becoming creative. You can't generate ideas unless you first appreciate the ideas of others. They seek options. It's no surprise that creative thinkers aren't afraid of numerous possibilities. In fact, they actively seek out more options. This is because having more options enhances their ability to think creatively. For instance, author John C. Maxwell liked having many options, as it allowed him to find the best solution among them. They aren't afraid of uncertainty. This value is closely related to the previous one. Creative thinkers don't fear the unknown or uncertainty. They believe that when something isn't fixed, it provides more opportunities to explore. They use their imagination to fill in the gaps in a story or plan. They don't fear failure. Having many opportunities also means there are many chances to fail. This is why many people are afraid to think creatively. It's easier and safer to stick with old ideas. But creative thinkers enjoy pushing the boundaries of conventional thought. They understand that failing 99 times is worth it if it means successfully bringing a meaningful idea to life. So how can you awaken the creative thinker within you? Eliminate creativity. Killers. Try not to limit yourself, especially mentally. Don't tell yourself that you're not a creative person. Don't dismiss an idea just because it seems illogical or ridiculous at first. Most importantly, don't fear failure. You need to believe in yourself and your creative potential. Ask the right questions. It's common for a non-creative mind to recognize a wrong answer, but a creative mind always identifies the wrong questions. Wrong questions are far worse than wrong answers because they block your creative paths. They prevent your mind from thinking clearly. So, the next time you face a problem, ask yourself these questions. Why does it have to be done this way? Is there another way to do this? What are the reasons behind this problem? What would happen if you didn't do this? These questions help train your mind to think creatively. A creative mind can come up with many great solutions. Spend time with other creative people. Creativity is contagious. So, surround yourself with people who aren't afraid to explore different possibilities. Have you ever been part of a good brainstorming session? Did you find yourself coming up with a brilliant idea after hearing others' ideas? After such a session, you probably felt energized. Creative thinking has this effect. It shows you that you don't always have to follow a strict path. Utilize strategic thinking. The term strategic thinking might sound a bit intimidating, right? It might remind you of military personnel or war movies. However, strategic thinking can easily be applied to your everyday life. What John C. Maxwell observed is that people generally plan their lives on a day-to-day basis. You wake up in the morning, create a to-do list, and head to work. Some people plan their lives weekly. They keep an eye on their calendar, check their appointments, and then go to work. John, however, plans his life in 40-day increments. He reviews his schedule and decides which days he needs to travel. He includes activities he can do with his family and sets aside specific days for his projects. This planning method is a key reason why John has achieved so much in his life. Strategic thinking makes you more efficient. It provides a clear path to achieving your goals and enhances your strengths. Are you feeling overwhelmed by a big project? Strategic thinking can help you break it down into manageable pieces. When you plan something step by step, it becomes more approachable. To develop strategic thinking, start by breaking down tasks into smaller parts. This makes them less intimidating and helps you complete them more effectively because you can focus on each part. How you break down the task depends on you, whether by purpose, level of responsibility, or function. Next, identify and focus on the real goals. Don't rush to solve a problem, as the issue you identify may have several underlying problems. Take your time and get to the root of the problem. It's essential to remain objective during this stage. Assess your resources. Consider how much time you have, whether you have enough money, and whether you have all the necessary resources to complete your project. Determine what you might need to borrow to get the job done. Then, create a plan. John believes that your planning process depends on the complexity of your plan. However, he advises starting with the first step. For example, if you're moving into a new building, the first step might be to explore the area in the city. This will help maintain momentum within your team, keeping everyone excited and motivated to work. Make sure to put the right people in the right places. If you don't assign the right people to the right tasks, many things can go wrong, and your strategic plan won't be implemented correctly. Assigning tasks to the wrong person can lead to problems, frustration, irritability, and regret. Carefully consider each person's strengths and weaknesses to ensure success. Finally, repeat the process. Small problems can be solved with discipline, but big problems require strategic thinking. To develop this skill, you need to consistently practice strategic thinking. Initially, it may not feel effortless as you're still figuring things out. However, over time, strategic thinking will become more natural to you. Whether the problem is small or large, you'll be able to solve it with ease. Learn from reflective thinking. In today's society, action often holds more value than thinking. Actions deliver tangible results, while thinking often doesn't seem as productive. However, John C. Maxwell emphasizes that reflective thinking, deeply pondering over things, can actually yield better results. Reflective thinking gives you a true perspective. After vacations, John would always ask his children 2 questions: what they enjoyed the most and what they learned from the trip. This was his way of teaching them the power of reflection. Most people don't pay much attention to their experiences. Without reflection, you won't fully understand what you've learned from them. Reflective thinking also helps develop emotional honesty. When you're in a highly emotional situation, it's difficult to think clearly. You're often too focused on how you feel. While it's natural to focus on your emotions, it can cloud your judgment. This is where reflective thinking becomes crucial. Recalling an emotional experience can give you insight. It allows you to see how you could have handled the situation better. This reflection prepares you to deal with similar situations more effectively in the future. Another benefit of reflective thinking is that it makes you more certain and confident in your decisions. If you're someone who frequently doubts your choices, reflection can help you reassess them. Take the time to think through every decision you make. Over time, this practice will sharpen your thinking and help you develop better intuition. So, how can you develop reflective thinking? First, give yourself time to reflect. This is a crucial step that many people overlook. They might say they can't focus or that it's boring. But every successful person sets aside time to think. If you don't, you may never achieve the success you desire. Second, eliminate distractions. You need peace and quiet to think, so find a space where you won't be disturbed. Don't bring any gadgets with you. John finds tranquility everywhere, whether he's sitting on a rock outside his house or in a park. What matters is that no one interrupts your reflection. Third, regularly review your calendar or diary. While these tools help you plan your day, they can also aid in developing reflective thinking. Consider how you want to spend your day and what you hope to accomplish. Then create solid plans and actions based on your thoughts and feelings. If you feel overwhelmed by your workload, consider delegating some tasks to trustworthy people. Your calendar and diary reveal how you spend your time and what your priorities are. Reflect on whether the activities you're investing your time in are truly worth it. Will they help you grow as a person? Will they strengthen your relationships with friends and family? Will they advance your career? Reflective thinking helps you find answers to these questions. Finally, turn your thoughts into action. Once you've reflected, take action on your insights. This step is essential because it can change your life. Have you ever attended a conference that inspired you? Maybe you listened intently to the speaker, took notes, and promised yourself that you would work on self-improvement. But after the conference ended, you didn't follow through, and those notes were never revisited. Without action, reflective thinking is pointless. Always remember that thinking should lead to 3 outcomes. It gives you perspective, guides you in the future, and helps you grow as a person. Question popular thinking. It's easy to go along with what others do or agree with their opinions. Following everything your boss says, for example, might mean you never face any problems. Tradition is easy to follow. If most people believe something, we often assume it must be true. This is what we call popular thinking, believing that what the majority thinks is the truth, but that isn't necessarily the case. Do you remember Copernicus? In his time, people believed that the Earth was the center of the universe, but Copernicus proved them wrong. He showed that the solar system revolves around the sun, not the Earth, challenging the popular belief of his time. Popular thinking can promote falsehoods. People are so afraid of being alone that they're willing to walk the same path as everyone else. No one wants to stand out from the group. Change is also frightening. Routine makes us feel safe, but that doesn't mean it's always the right approach. To be successful, you must challenge tradition. This might mean showing your boss that a certain way of doing things is inefficient. The ability to question popular thinking is a hallmark of a good thinker. To break away from popular thinking, it's essential to question everything you hear. Over time, questioning will become second nature. Here are a few more things you should do. Before following something, take a moment to think about it. Many people follow others blindly simply because it's popular. Sometimes a person follows a belief because it's the easiest option. Take John, for example. After the tragic events of September 11th, 2001, many people were afraid to travel to New York, and numerous flights were canceled. But John and his wife saw this as an opportunity and decided to visit New York. They took advantage of the lower airfare and fewer crowds. They weren't afraid because security had become even stricter after the incident. If John had followed popular thinking, he and his wife wouldn't have saved so much money on their trip to New York. Avoiding popular thinking allows you to choose the best option for your situation. Encourage yourself to embrace thoughts that differ from your own. Humility is crucial for success. Respect the fact that others may think differently from you, and understand that their perspective can teach you something valuable. Don't reject their methods, even if they seem completely different from yours. Give yourself the chance to meet as many people as possible from different backgrounds, whether in education, jobs, or interests. The more you interact with people different from you, the more you'll be able to expand your thinking. Always question your own thoughts. Now that you've learned how to break free from popular thinking, you can constantly challenge your own ideas and ultimately find a way that suits you best. Sticking to this kind of thinking for a lifetime is easier than you might think. It will work for you, even if it's not the most popular method. However, if you refuse to change your thinking, you won't grow. You'll remain stuck in the things you believe are right and easy, and you'll miss out on many good opportunities. That's why it's crucial to keep challenging yourself. Those who accept change have a brighter future. Try new things and new approaches. Make it a habit to try something new every month. New experiences can lead to new ideas. Trying something new doesn't have to be dangerous. You can start by making small changes to your routine. For example, take a different route home or order something you've never tried before at a restaurant. When you do the same thing over and over again, your mind becomes dull and it can't generate new ideas. That's why new experiences are essential. They refresh your perspective and remind you that the old ways aren't always the best. Finally, make friends with discomfort. Those who think differently from the norm often face resistance, which might feel unfamiliar to you. New ideas can make others uncomfortable. Base your thinking on what you believe is the best option. Most of the time, this won't be the most popular choice, but choose it anyway. People will question you and make you feel uncomfortable. But remember that every great person in history has gone through this. Their ideas were so unsettling to others that they were often seen as enemies. But it was these great thinkers who sparked waves of change. One day, your unique idea might also be praised. Just keep the spirit of questioning alive. Conclusion. So, you've learned that successful people share a common trait. They live differently. They approach tasks and challenges in ways that set them apart from ordinary people. You've also discovered that what truly distinguishes successful people is their unique way of thinking. They think big, meaning they make decisions with their future in mind. Before you act, ask yourself, will this help me grow as a person? Another key lesson is that creativity is a hallmark of successful individuals. Being creative sharpens your mind. It doesn't just help you make the right choice. It helps you make the best choice. Creativity pushes you out of your comfort zone because that's where success is waiting. Being creative means not fearing failure, even if it happens 100 times. You've learned that having a strategic mindset is crucial for every task. Strategic thinking helps you work more efficiently, ensuring that every step you take moves you closer to your goal. It means breaking your work into manageable parts so you don't get overwhelmed. Reflective thinking is another essential practice. It helps you make better decisions by encouraging you to look back on your experiences and consider how you could have handled situations better. Successful people always learn from their mistakes. You've also learned the importance of thinking differently. Throughout history, all great individuals have questioned popular thinking. You, too, should dare to think outside the box. Remember, strategic thinking, reflective thinking, creative thinking, thinking big, and thinking differently are practices you need to cultivate daily. Now you know how successful people think, so start practicing these steps and become successful yourself. If you can change your thinking, you can change your life. Thank you for listening to this audiobook summary of How Successful People Think by John C. Maxwell. I hope you found these insights valuable and inspiring. If you enjoyed this summary, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned for more audiobook summaries. Until next time, keep challenging your mind, keep growing, and keep